We have seen it all before. Big headlines about the new platform that promises the moon. And 6 months later, they're all forgotten about. FastHTML is a bit different. It's slowly growing more mature for each month that passes. So stick around, because this is the FastHTML news you've been waiting for. But before we get into the real news, let's do a quick refresher. What is FastHTML? At its core, FastHTML is a modern Python-based web application platform. It's for Python devs who want to build fast, dynamic apps without getting tangled up in heavy JavaScript frameworks like React and Vue. One magic here is a large native integration with HTMX. HTMX is a small JavaScript library that makes regular HTML superpowered. It lets any element in your web page, a button, a div, a form, anything, make a request back to the backend and swap the part that comes back into parts of a web page, all without a full reload of the entire page. The result of this? You get a smooth, responsive feel to a single page application. And you write everything in Python. So, in its October 25 release, FastHTML has started using an integration of HTMX 2.0. What will these changes mean for your code? Now, among those updates, I want to focus on only two of them, and that is hxpreserve and hxvals. What do you think they can do for our FastHTML code? So first we will look at hxpreserve. What can be preserved and why? And to answer those questions, let's look at an example. Here we have a code. The home page here contains a card that contains a div where everything of interest will happen. This div has an input that's named draft. It's got a placeholder, your long message, and an ID and an hx get to update content, and an hx trigger to trigger an update from update content every 10 seconds. Now, update content, we have that one here, and it is the same div that we get back from that side. So what's the occasion here? If we restart the application, we reload the page, we have an input here where we have a long page. And look what happens after 10 seconds. Splong! The text disappeared because the text field was updated. And if we repeat this, this will happen every 10 seconds. We can see here when that happens. Yeah, okay. So how do we stop this from happening? And here we have an updated code using hxpreserve. We have the div back here. It goes all the way up to there. We have the input. It's still called draft. It's got the same placeholder, and we have put hxpreserve to it. Now, one thing that we need to use when we have hxpreserve is that we need an ID to this input that we're preserving. So, hxpreserve together with an ID. And if we look into the second one, it looks just exactly the same with the same idea. Let's try and run this one. And we'll wait 10 seconds, and you see nothing is updated in this text that we have written. So the state of this input is preserved. Perfect. So you want to use hxpreserve when you have a state of some kind that you want to preserve, like the text in a text box or a video play that has a certain playback setting. Just make sure that when you use hxpreserve, the item itself has got an ID. It's used behind the schedule of HTMX to say what should be preserved. So don't be disturbed by side quests anymore. Just use hxpreserve together with an ID. Want regular inspiration for your fast HTML projects? Just subscribe and follow along the journey. Then let's check out this hxvals thingy. What are those values? How do we define them? And why should we use them? And also this time, let's look into an example. And if we look into this code example, we have a home page. This home page has got content that is a card with a headline and more or less 3 buttons. These buttons, they are called press for letter, and it calls a post request to the getLetter post schedule. It also using hxswap, which just replaces this button with the button that we get from getLet. As you can see, this form also has an input that is hidden, and the only thing that I have a hidden input here is to get this value over. I want to put the value 1 into the index when this button is called, the value 2 for this one, and 3 for this one. And those values are only used in the getLet to index in this data section, which is just a list in this one. So we have 1 here, 2 there, and 3 there. And what this getLet does, it returns a form of an input, and it replaces the button text with a letter from this list. And let's try it out. Now, it works as it should. We get the letters back. Now, how can we do this so much better with hxvals? Now, here we have the same code for the same function and page. We have the home page with a card that has a title and then 3 buttons. And what you can see here, that each form with a group of 2, an input and a button, is now replaced with a single button thing. The button is still called press for letter. The type is submit. We get the same getLetter hxPost here. And then we have the new things here. We have set hxvals set to a dictionary. And the dictionary sets the value index to the value of 1, 2, and 3 for these 3 buttons. So if we look at the number of rows to make this happening in this example, the code is very much smaller. And also in getLet, we are returning a single button that looks more or less the same, except we replace the text with the the letter from the list. Let's try this one out. And pressing the buttons, it works the same way. The code is much smaller and more easy to read and follow. So, you should use hxvals whenever you want to send extra values to any request. It could be list indexes, dictionary keys, or database values. And those extra values are sent as Python dictionaries. And the value we get for using hxvals is more compact code, easier to read and understand. A total win-win-win. So that's the scoop of the FastHTML October 25 release. Delivering a much better toolkit for building rich experiences with the newest HTMX. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about these updates? What are you going to make using hxpreserve and hxvals? Drop your thoughts and projects ideas in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown useful, be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on everything happening in the FastHTML world. Thanks for watching and happy coding!